What is the best movie quote you have ever heard? You've got to be the worst pirate I have ever heard of, but you have heard of me, Captain Jack Sparrow. I'm having an old friend for dinner. FTHF FTH FTH FTH. I'm afraid Dave. No time for love, Dr. Jones. That belongs in a museum. So do you. I loved you in Wall Street. Charlie and Martin Sheen to each other in Hot Shots. Heart Dukes. Two movies that I can watch repeatedly and still laugh. In the beginning, the universe was created. This made a lot of people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad move. Hey, laser lips. Your mama was a snow blower. Number 5, Short Circuit. Los Locos kick your ass. Los Locos kick your face. Los Locos kick your balls into outer space. In response to, well, so you are a cowardly son of a bee. You just shot an unarmed man. Well, he should vomit himself if he's gonna decorate his saloon with my friend. Makes me think of one of my favorite lines from Tombstone. In response to you can't shoot me, you're so drunk you are probably seeing double. Doc Holliday says that's why I have 2 guns, one for each of you. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. You know, one time we had a hill bond for 12 hours. When it was all over, I walked up. We didn't find one of them, not one stinking ink body. The smell, you know that gasoline smell. The whole hill smelled like victory. Someday this war's gonna end. Lieutenant Colonel Bill Kilgore, Robert Duvall, Apocalypse Now. The character of Kilgore gave the movie that really surreal feeling. And the way Sheen stares at him, is this really going on? What the F? I'd ask you about love, you'd probably quote me a sonnet. But you've never looked at a woman and been totally vulnerable, known someone that could level you with her eyes, feeling like God put an angel on earth just for you, who could rescue you from the depths of hell, and you wouldn't know what it's like to be her angel, to have that love for her, be there forever, through anything, through cancer, and you wouldn't know about sleeping sitting up in the hospital room for 2 months, holding her hand, because the doctors could see in your eyes that the terms visiting hours don't apply to you. You don't know about real loss, cause it only occurs when you've loved something more than you love yourself. From the movie Good Will Hunting. Goddamn. That is one of the best. And from one of the best movies. Look, you're my best friend, so don't take this the wrong way, but in 20 years, if you're still living here, come on over to my house, watching the Patriots games, work in construction, I'll effing kill ya. That's not a threat, that's a fact, I'll effing kill ya. Hell of a thing, killing a man. Take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have. George Carlin had a bit where he suggested substituting the word F for the word kill in movies, to make them less violent. Unforgiven is the best possible movie to try this with, including my favorite. He was the first man I ever effed, Will, and he was tacking a shut. He was tacking a shut and I effed him. All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Scarface has a lot of good quotes. My favorite every day above ground is a good day. In a thick Gloucester accent, no luck catching them killers then? It's just the one killer actually. You wanna be a big cop in a small town. F off up the model village. I love rumors. Facts can be so misleading, where rumors, true or false, are often revealing. Christopher Wall said it. Obviously I'm talking about the lesser known Christopher who coined the phrase, and was only later used in the movie. You can stop correcting me now. Hans Lander is my favorite villain ever. I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s. Negasonic Teenage. What the shut? That's the coolest name ever. It's too bad she won't live. But then again, who does? So many good ones from Blade Runner. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. I'm tired, boss. Tired of being on the road, lonely as a sparrow in the rain. I'm tired of never having me a buddy to be with to tell me where we's going to, coming from, or why. Mostly, I'm tired of people being ugly to each other. I'm tired of all the pain I feel and hear in the world, every day. There's too much of it. It's like pieces of glass in my head all the time. Can you understand? The Green Mile, for anyone who wants to know. The novel is one of Stephen King's absolute best. Robert Schur's Quentin Jaws gave the greatest monologue of all time. Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, chief. It was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leet. Just delivered the bomb. The Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. Vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about a half an hour. Tiger. 13-footer. You know that when you're in the water, chief. You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. Well, we didn't know. Cause our bomb mission had been so secret, no distress signal had been sent. They didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, chief. The sharks come cruising. So we formed ourselves into tight groups. You know, it's kinda like all squares in battle like you see on a calendar, like the Battle of Waterloo. And the idea was, the shark nearest man, and then he'd start pounding and hollering and screaming, and sometimes the shark would go away. Sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you. Right into your eyes. You know the thing about a shark, he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eye. When he comes at ya, doesn't seem to be living. Until he bites ya and those black eyes roll over white. And then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming and the ocean turns red in spite of all the pounding and the hollering. They all come in and rip you to pieces. Ick. Now by the end of that first dawn, lost 100 men. I don't know how many sharks, maybe 1,000. I don't know how many men. They averaged 6 an hour. On Thursday morning, chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland. Baseball player, bosom's mate. I thought he was asleep, reached over to wake him up. Bobbed up and down in the water, just like a kinda top. Upended. Well, he'd been bitten in half below the waist. Noon the 5th day, Mr. Hooper, a Lockheed Venturer, saw us. He swung in low, and he saw us. He'd a young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper. Anyway, he saw us, and coming low. And 3 hours later a big fat PBY comes down, and start to pick us up. You know, that was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So, 1,100 men went in the water, 316 men come out, the sharks took the rest. June the 29, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb. The fact that he's telling a story that actually effing happened gives it so much more gravity. I wish I could see original reactions of the audience when Jaws first came out, because the Indianapolis tragedy would have still been very recent knowledge around then. The way Shaw delivers that monologue just blows me away. Who said that? Who the F said that? Who's the slimy little communist shut, twinkle-toed clocksucker down there who just signed his own death warrant? Nobody. Huh. The fairy effing godmother said it. Out effing standing. I'll PT you all until you effing die. I'll PT you until your assholes are sucking buttermilk. Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, Full Metal Jacket. Edit. It's even better in Italian. Texas. Only stairs and queers come from Texas. Stop breaking the law, asshole. I object. On what grounds, Mr. Fletcher? Because it's devastating to my case. The thing is, Bob, it's not that I'm lazy, it's that I just don't care. Office space. You don't need $1 million to do nothing, man. Take a look at my cousin. He's broke. Don't do shut, you sad boy. Liked your comment so much that they've given it the silver award. Thanks, bruh. I'm paraphrasing the setup a bit. Evil Ash, you won't shoot me because you're good. I'm Evil Ash, and you're good Ash. You're a goody little two shoes. Goody little two shoes. Goody little two shoes. Ash shoots Evil Ash with his shotgun. Ash, good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun. Groovy. We train young men to drop fire on people, but their commanders won't allow them to write F on their airplanes because it's obscene. Where is this from? Hey, try not to suck any duck on your way through the parking lot. My girlfriend sucked 37 ducks in a row. Remember, red hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Andy Dufresne, The Shawshank Redemption. This, along with Get Busy Living, or get busy dying. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I still use this quote all the time, 20 years later. I'm serious, and don't call me Shirley. Joey, do you like movies about gladiators? When King Lear dies in Act 5, do you know what Shakespeare has written? He has written, he dies. No more. No fanfare, no metaphor, no brilliant final words. The culmination of the most influential piece of dramatic literature is, he dies. Now I'm not asking you to be happy at my leaving, but all I ask you to do is to turn the page and let the next story begin. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. No brilliant final words. What do you mean? He has an amazing soliloquy. King Lear and my poor fool is hanged. No life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat, have life, and thou no breath at all? Thou'lt come no more. Never. Pray you, undo this button. Thank you, sir. Do you see this? Look on her. Look, her lips. Look there. Well, John wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the one you sent to kill the effing boogeyman. Oh, this reaction and line is so telling. Simple and brilliant way to convey the mistake his son made and to show what John Wick can do. We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race, and the human race is filled with passion. Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world. We are not laughing at you, we are laughing near you. There's a time for daring, and there's a time for caution, and a wise man understands which is called for. Mr. John Keating, Dead Poets Society. Such a great effing movie. Oh Captain, my Captain. Be excellent to each other, and party on dudes. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. My parents actually used to quiz me on that as a kid, and I was so confused why for the longest time. They would ask what to do if there is a gun and a cannoli, and the answer was that. Punches Nazi and throws him out of the window, no ticket. What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. I guess you're right, Plankton. I'm just a kid. And you know, I've been through a lot in the past 6 days, 5 minutes, 27.5 seconds. And if I've learned anything during that time, it's that you are who you are. And no amount of mermaid magic or managerial promotion or some other third thing can make me anything more than what I really am inside, a kid. But that's okay, because I did what everyone said a kid couldn't do. I made it to Shell City, and I beat the Cyclops, and I rode the Hasselhoff, and I brought the crown back. So yeah, I'm a kid. And I'm also a goofball, and a winglet, and a knucklehead McSpazatron. But most of all, I'm a goofy goober. Rock. You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. He gestures to the palm of his hand. I'd hold you up to say to your mother, backquote, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody I ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you. Every day was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him. or her, or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son and you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life. Rocky Balboa. Don't forget to visit your mother. I love you, I know. I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. Bilbo. I love reading this quote in the book because it talks about how his purpose for saying this was to basically confuse everyone at the party. You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. You have to know, not fear, that someday you are going to die. Fight Club. I've always found this line very liberating. For me, it is only once you have lost everything that you are free to do anything. Don't forget to like this video and follow this channel to hear more Redditception.